Okay, so we're here once again in Sword Factory X, and for this video we're going to be showing off how trading works and just overall the trading UI, just basically, just how it works basically. So as you can see, we now have an alt account in the server with my main account, and it is Genix Fog himself. And as you can see, I have been grinding it away for a couple minutes just to make sure that it is actually past that level 15 locked little thing. So yeah, we have unlocked trading for the alt account as well, so let's just jump straight into it. So as you can see, the trading little button down here, the little blue one in between the index and the shop, if we go ahead and click that, you can go ahead then and see all of the people then in the server like so, as well as their level, which is pretty cool. So if we go ahead now and send a trade over to Genix Fog and accept it on the other account, as you can see now, we can see our inventory as well as their offer, their gems, and also the gems that we're offering as well. So this is pretty cool. So if I was to go ahead now and just click on any random, if you hover over a sword, actually you can actually see all the details of the sword like so. So the rarity, the mold, the rarity of the actual sword itself, and the rarity chance of the sword actually. Also the quality, the class of the sword, and all the enchants and the value, as well as the original owners and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So we go ahead and click on this sword right now. As you can see, this one is now ticked. And then if we go ahead and actually go and ready up, you'll actually then see the offer that you're completely offering. You can offer up to 10 different swords, which basically means that, say their inventory is full, say you can only hold 10 swords at a time. That basically means that it's not going to overflow and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, if I was to go ahead and cancel that, as you can see, it shows my whole inventory. Then once we've ready up, it just shows the stuff that I have put in the trade. And if I was to ready up then on the other account, as you can see, we get a 5-second cooldown, which is pretty cool. And then once the trade is done, I lose that sword out of my inventory and it goes into their inventory. Now another thing that I want to show is if we do go ahead and send a trade from the other account, this is a notification that you get. Once you press yes on that, it reopens trading. I can then go ahead and put that sword back in like so. If I was to ready up, it'd show my offer and then they can ready up. And then basically, yeah, the 5-second cooldown once more, and then you'll get that sword back, which is nice and cool, like so. And it just pops up in your inventory down here, which is very, very nice. Now, there's more things to trading than you might think. If we go ahead and come back into trading real quick, as you can see, obviously, right now I can only see my inventory. However, if we go ahead and scroll down, we can actually see now every sword that's actually in my bank. So this is actually really cool. If we just come over here real quick, as you can see, all these different swords in my bank right now, which is really, really cool. So if we was to go ahead and just choose any random sword out of here, say this random mythical sword, as you can see, that is this sword over here, this red one on this side. If I was to go ahead and click this one, obviously then I've got it in my offer, as you can see here. And then we go ahead and just ready up like so. Let the cooldown go down like so as well. And then boom, the trade will be done. And then that sword will actually disappear from my bank, as you can see. And then it'll be on the other account instead. So let's go ahead and send another trade over. And then put that exact same sword back in the trade like so. As you can see, if I was to actually go ahead now and accept this trade, this sword won't actually go back into my bank. However, it will go down into my hotbar instead. So obviously we go ahead and do the trade, and then the sword comes down into my hotbar like so, which is pretty cool. So if I was to go ahead now and just put all these swords back into my bank like so, we go ahead and send the trade back. As you can see now, there's no swords in my inventory. You can see no swords here, but if we scroll down, then all of these swords are now in my bank like so. And that's pretty cool. Now another thing that you can do with trading is trading gems. So as you can see, I only have 9 gems. However, I can just type in any random number like so, and after a while it will kind of just accept it. But then if you hit enter or so, if you put in a random number that's more than the actual gems, it'll just put in the maximum amount of gems that you have anyway. So just in case that I don't want to lose all of my gems anyways, we're going to go ahead and just put in 5 gems like so. We'll go ahead and ready up in the other account as well. And then my gems will basically be taken out of this account and then put into the other account like so. As you can see now, this one only has 4 gems. If we go ahead and then send the trade back like so, and then on the other account, we go ahead and put those 5 gems back into it and then ready up. Oops, I may have just absolutely messed that one up. There we go like so. And then we just kind of trade back this way. Then I'll get those 5 gems back, and then obviously my total will go back up to 9 gems, which is nice because this way then you have more things to trade with. It's not just swords, and then obviously then you can actually have a value set to specific things on specific swords. So for those who do value lists and stuff, then instead of just having the value based off a percentage of stuff, you can actually have the value based off of the amount of gems that it will be worth to trade for it, which is really good. So say you had, I don't know, random sword, you had a phenomenal sword and an extraordinary sword. Maybe a phenomenal sword might be worth around like 200 gems, whereas an extraordinary sword, because it's more rare and it's more valuable, might be worth around like 2,000, 20,000 gems or something like that, which is going to be super cool. And obviously the higher rarity of the swords, or the higher rarity of that part of the sword, basically then the better. And it can also go off value as well. Maybe certain values of swords would be worth more. Say you have like a 50 trillion sword, it might be worth around like 50,000 gems, whereas if you only have a 1 trillion sword, it'll only be worth around 1,000 gems. So yeah, that's a really cool thing. And it also means for those who are trading and stuff, there's just a currency to use in trading, and that's always a good thing, just so then it's not just swords being traded around, and obviously then you can lose and gain value with it just being swords and stuff. However, obviously you can be a bit more specific with adding gems in and stuff, because then that way, if you go ahead and just quickly come in a trade once more, say I just put in a random sword like so, and they've put in another sword, but they want like an extra 5,000 gems or something, but you don't have anything in your swords worth 5,000 gems, you can just go ahead and stick 5,000 gems in the trade, and then just make it really simple for trading. So yeah, overall trading is a really good thing, and honestly it's so good how well it works. I've not found any problems with it yet. I think the only real like sort of problem with trading is the gems down here, because it is a little bit fidgety at times. It can take just like a couple seconds. As you can see, it does kind of just like randomly jump around and stuff, but I think after like a couple seconds it kind of just like how can I describe it, kind of just like goes off of what your actual gems is. So obviously if I was just type in 8 gems, well, as you can see, it still does that little bounce around, which is just kind of like a little bit weird. So you have to kind of catch it really quickly. Say you put in, as you can see, it keeps jumping around. Say you put in like 3, you have to press enter really quickly. So hopefully that does get fixed at some point. But yeah, overall trading is really cool, especially between the swords and how well you can actually see the swords and all the information and stuff. So yeah, if you have any more questions about trading, let me know and I will answer them down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.